Have you ever heard the saying, waiting for the perfect moment? What if I told you that waiting for the perfect housing market might cost you a lot more than you think? Hey, I'm Danholm, and I'm your go-to real estate agent here in Central Florida. And today I'll be talking about tackling a misconception that has puzzled many for a long time, but specifically in recent months. You know, that golden dream, that golden moment when both interest rates and house prices, they drop simultaneously. Everything is cheap. Interest rates are low. Houses sell for next to nothing. And if you're in the market to buy, that really does sound like the ultimate win, doesn't it? Well, stick with me for a little while, because by the end of this video, not only will you have clarity on the subject, but you'll also be better equipped, really well equipped, to make one of the biggest financial decisions most of us ever make in our life. So now let's paint a picture, at least a virtual one. Imagine interest rates drop. Right now when I'm making this video, they're around 7%. So let's imagine they drop to 4%. That would be fantastic for your mortgage, right? But here's the twist. When interest rates go down, it almost never fails. I cannot, in the many years I've been doing it, remember a single time where this has been failing. Every time that happens, people can borrow more money. And when people can borrow more money, more people can buy, more buyers. That means increased demand for homes. And we all know that supply and demand controls the market. So when demand goes up, what happens then? That's right, prices go up. So let's flip the picture. We see house prices drop. It is most likely to happen due to economic uncertainties, market uncertainties, any type of uncertainty in the economy, lack of consumer confidence. And that leads to what? Well, we've all seen it in the last few months. Inflation goes up. And when inflation goes up, if interest rates don't go up by themselves, the national banks in our country, the Federal Reserve, will try to control inflation by raising interest rates to stabilize the economy. So that part of the real estate is like a seesaw. When one side of the seesaw goes up, the other one goes down. When the other one goes up, the first one goes down. So let's try to debunk another myth while we're at it. Many think, well, I'll buy when interest rates are super low and I'll get a killer deal. But let's be honest, everybody thinks like that. And what happened the last time interest rates were really low, I think anyone who's been buying a house at that point knows exactly what happened. When everybody wants to buy at the same time because money are free, or nearly free, at some point they were literally free because interest rates were way lower than inflation at the time. So that means that money are basically free, especially money for a mortgage, because you also get a tax advantage when you borrow. So this scenario drives prices up incredibly. This was back in the day when we would put a house on the market on a Tuesday, and by Tuesday, 1 hour later, we would have 53 offers. And this is not something I just pulled out of my hat. That is a real number for a house that we put on the market, and many other homes were similar. Put it on the market on the day, and the same day you would have multiple offers. And what happens when you have multiple offers on the same house? Well, prices are driven up even more. So for most people, they would pay $50,000, $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 over asking price just to get the house. And they would think they got it cheap because the interest rate was low. So it's all really about perspective, though, because one of the things you can't do when interest rates are low is you can't negotiate prices, because everybody wants to buy. So prices are just going up. You have nothing. You just have to offer. You have to forfeit your right of the inspection. You may have to forfeit your appraisal right and just come out with more cash because it can't appraise because you're buying it way over price. But on the other hand, when interest rates are higher, fewer people are buying, which in most cases give you a better shot at negotiation prices and getting better value deals. So it's all about perspective, I'd say. Let's break it down. Say you buy a house at a higher price but with a lower interest rate. Over the life of the loan, you may end up paying more due to the increased price you paid for the house than if you had bought at a slightly higher interest rate but at a lower house price. The other downside is if you have a high interest rate now, these things change over time. You can always remortgage to a lower interest rate and save on your payments. And remember, you bought your house relatively cheap, so your monthly payments go down. You didn't pay too much for the house, so you can quicker build equity in your home. If you did the other thing, buying when interest rates were really low at a too high price, first of all, there's no point in most cases in refinancing, because you will refinance at a higher rate because of the cycles of interest rates and everything else. By the time that you want to think about that, interest rates have gone up and you still pay too much for your house. So this really is quite simple. It is not the right time to buy when interest rates are really low. If you have to buy because you have to move, it's different. You just got to do it. But if you don't need to buy, it's much better to wait till rates are higher and house prices are more stable and sellers are potentially more willing to negotiate. So what this all comes down to is you just need to understand this game called real estate and make the move when the time is right for you. And specifically, if the time is right now, there is no point in waiting, because it is not going to be cheaper for you to wait. And if you're thinking, oh, I'll still want to wait till that magical moment when both interest rates and house prices drop, then just think about the seesaw. And trust me, understanding that seesaw, that when one thing goes up, the other goes down, they're never down at the same time. If they're down at the same time, the seesaw and the system is truly broken, and that will probably not happen in anyone's lifetime. I'm here to guide you through these decisions, and I've seen every single type of market there is, and I've helped hundreds of families find their dream home in any market, both predictable markets and unpredictable markets like the one we're in now. So guess what? I can help you too if you're interested, or if you just want to talk about this. So if you want more insights and you want to discuss this, maybe you're not agreeing with me, then just contact me and let's have a talk. You can contact me by dropping a comment below, or I put my email, my phone number in the description of this email, so easy ways to contact me. So remember, it's not about catching the market at the right time, but about making the time you enter the market or exit the market the perfect time for you. I'm Danholm, and I am your local real estate expert here in Central Florida, and ready to help whenever you need advice on real estate. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you're hearing this, I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.